Hey guys, welcome back.
Welcome back to Inspired Delusions. We hope you have been delusional lately.
We have been very
We have
delusional.
been very delusional lately.
We've been silly in this household.
Yeah, we have been silly. We've been very full send, full delusion. I think I brought this up last episode too, but it's a quote that I've really been resonating with lately, which is radical optimism is the only way out.
Yeah.
And I just think that's so true. Literally, if you have to be so optimistic, you have to be so delusional if you're actually wanting to improve your life. And I started my group coaching program a couple weeks ago now, or last Sunday, and it's been amazing because I love coaching people. First of all, I love trying to convince people to change their mindset and guide them and all this stuff, and it's been really beautiful. And essentially, yes, I'm teaching these ladies about certain aspects of healing and changing your mindset and manifesting. But overall, really, it's just a group. It's a 4-week program that is literally just keeping you accountable to do the daily mindset shifts every day. And that's what I think, that's what the work is just continuously trying to be as positive as you can, trying to be as delusional as you can over and over and over again, especially in this day and age when there's so much, chaos and stuff going on. You literally have to force yourself to be positive and delusional.
Yeah. One way we kind of did that was, I don't know if you guys are familiar with like Dr. Joe. He does Walk for the World.
Joe Dispenza, if you don't know.
Yeah. So Dr. Joe Dispenza, he does this thing called Walk for the World. And I believe this was the second time this year, or like the second time ever that it's happened. And last time we did it, it was in April. And I think it was 140,000 people across the world. And I can't remember exactly how many countries it was, but it was quite a few countries. Who walked. And so he had one again, and we went this past Sunday. Yeah. And we took our friends Amina and Chelsea.
Yes. Shout out, girls. I know you're listening.
Yeah. Well, actually, shout out both of them because they didn't know what it was, but really shout out Amina too, because that was her first time meditating.
Oh my God. Yes, totally.
Yeah. So essentially what it is you meet up with your community at various locations, and you just walk for the world, and it's a guided meditation that you listen to with earphones.
Everyone plays it at the same time.
Yeah, you start at the same time. Yeah. And so it was 10 a.m. Eastern time. So here in LA, we met up at 7. Yeah. So that's just like so beautiful to see a group of people, before the sun even comes out, just gathering around to walk for the world.
Literally dedicated to bettering the world. And it made me emotional. The first time we went, I was like crying the entire time because it's people in your community. It's showing there's, I think, probably at least around 100 people or so.
And that was just at our location. Yeah, like there's other LA groups who are meeting up / all the people who can't come, and they just do it at their house.
Yes, exactly. So it was just really beautiful to just see and witness so many people that are actually so dedicated to bettering the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this time there's a lot of people too. So it was beautiful.
Yeah. And so that kind of reminds me, or like resonates with me, with the quote, radical optimism is the only way out, because he's guiding you through it, this meditation. And, in the back of your mind, you're keeping, you think about all the horrible things that are going on right now globally, and you're having to envision this better world where everyone, it's the collective consciousness that you're trying to envision, and you're trying to envision kindness and empathy and love and community for everybody. And it's so sweet.
It is so sweet.
And so he says, like, he'll be like, imagine, actually, I don't want to quote exactly what he says because I forget. But there's definitely a line in it when he's like, step into your better world.
Yeah,
or step into the new world. Imagine or something.
Yeah, totally.
Or step into your new life. And I love that, because we really, we're imagining that for everybody. We want the world, we want everyone to be good, because we have to be.
Yeah, we have to be. And there's a lot of people that want that.
And want to be.
Yeah, and that want it. And there's studies that they've done, there's experiments they've done where they'll get groups of people, like large groups of people, to meditate and, set their intentions and, like, essentially meditate on peace or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it literally proven that crime rates go down that day, or there's less car crashes, there's less violence or whatever. So I was thinking while we were doing the walk for the world, I'm like, okay, you know, maybe there's stats about certain things in the world, or maybe sometimes certain people are losing hope about the state of the world. But I'm like, okay, that's not accounting for what if hundreds of thousands of people get together, or millions of people really maybe get together to meditate on, you know, world peace or the world going in a good direction. Like that actually makes a huge difference. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And then when you also do your part, which is what also our whole brand is really about, is like fixing yourself, healing yourself, living your best life, because then it therefore serves other people.
Yeah.
So if you get all these millions or billions of people around the world doing things for themselves that make them feel good, in turn, they're really helping out their community.
Yeah, 1000%.
Which is fun.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
I also wanted to bring up being intentional. So, you know, I was just saying being intentional with being positive and being delusional and continuously redirecting your thoughts towards the thing you actually want to happen, right? Focusing on the best case scenario, all this stuff. It takes practice, keep doing it. And I just started a book that is called Don't Believe Everything You Think. Highly recommend. It's a short book. I got it off TikTok Shop.
Yeah. And
because I saw a bunch of stuff, TikToks about it. And I actually do really, really like it.
It's on Amazon too.
Oh, yeah. It's probably on Amazon. 1000% too. Yeah. Don't believe everything you think. And it's talking about, it worded it really well about how our brains literally are wired for survival, not to make us happy. Like we have survived as a species for so long because our brains are wired for survival and wired to keep us alive. Its job is not to keep us happy. So you have to, as the conscious person in your body, you have to consciously do things to make yourself happy. And because if you just let, you know, your brain run on autopilot, you're gonna focus more on the negative stuff. You're gonna be worried, you're gonna be anxious, because that's how our brain is literally wired to keep us alive. So that's something that I learned when I first started, you know, doing my healing and glow up journey and whatever. But it was worded really beautifully. So yeah.
Well, and going off of that, like, we also think all these things, you know, like how you're saying, to survive, but to protect ourselves, because it feels safer to imagine the worst case scenario than it does to imagine something good happening.
Yeah.
And I've been doing this thought practice where anytime I think of something negative, then I stop myself, or I catch myself, which that's the first step, is catching yourself. So I'm happy that I'm even there.
Yeah.
I'm not, you know, being mean to myself that I'm still having these negative thoughts. But anyway, so I catch myself, and then I think, well, what if this does happen?
The good thing?
The good thing.
The good thing, yeah.
The good thing, yeah. So I had the bad thought, and then I'm like, wait, stop. What if the good thing actually does happen? And then I feel what it would feel like. I kind of get excited and like hold that feeling, because what if it did happen?
No, literally. There's an equal, that's what I was thinking too at the beginning of my journey, because I was doing some shadow work, I was doing some journaling, and I caught myself, I'm like, wait, what if, like, we have a choice every single situation, every single moment, we literally have a choice of what we're going to think about and what we're going to focus on. And for me back then, I was consistently focusing on the worst case scenario, always worried, always anxious. But then I was like, wait, I actually can think about the best case scenario if I choose that. Like, if I intentionally choose to think about the best case scenario, I can do that. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, it's kind of like 50-50 chance, 50-50 of the bad thing, 50-50 of the good thing. So you might as well focus on the good thing if that helps, you know, sway your manifestations or sway creating your reality. You might as well think about the good thing.
Yeah. I used to do that, kind of this technique too, when I was having like a lot of anxiety.
Yeah.
I felt like I couldn't even control it. My mind just over and over again was replaying the bad thing that hadn't even happened, but just over and over again, to the point where then your body knows the emotions and can't tell the difference, you know, between it actually happening or not actually happening.
Yeah.
So then my body's starting to feel sick, and I oftentimes, like, to get out of it, I would stop and be like, that's not real. And I would try to kind of ground myself and be like, that's not real. Don't think those thoughts. That's not real. And I don't think I had enough confidence at that point yet to start imagining the good scenario. But again, you just practice, and then with time, you're able to like start feeling those good thoughts in your head, or making up good situations, or making up the better what if scenario in your head.
Yeah. And keyword is just practice. It really is just practice. It gets easier and easier and easier the more you do it.
Mm-hmm.
When I first started, I would say it was a little bit of a struggle for me, and I had to constantly redirect my thoughts, constantly, force myself to think about the best case.
Mm-hmm.
But now, as I've been doing it for, a couple of years now it comes pretty naturally.
Mm-hmm.
But that literally is the key word. It's just practice. It takes practice. It takes repetition. And the more you do it, the easier it's going to be.
Yeah. Joseph Murphy. What's the book title? I always forget it.
The Power of Your Subconscious Mind.
The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. I know him and I know the book in my head. I just can never say it. But he says that in that book. He's like, if you start to think something bad, stop in your tracks and just switch it, reframe it, say the good thing over and over again so that your subconscious mind doesn't believe that thing.
Yes, totally.
So
love that book. Highly recommend. I think we probably already talked about it.
Yeah.
But such a good book.
Mm-hmm.
It literally talks about how our brain, our subconscious mind can essentially create, heal, do anything that we put our minds to. Yeah. So our brain and our subconscious is so powerful.
It's so powerful. And then when you interlink it with other people and are like starting to hang out with like-minded people who also want these raised vibrations or want these positive outcomes, then it's so much better, which is why the walk that we did on Sunday was so beautiful.
Yeah. 1,000%.
So cool. And I love that we got to expose both Amina and Chelsea to it because they really had no idea. They just showed up there like, yeah, if you guys say it's going to be cool, like it's going to be cool. And it was cute. Like at the end, we all held hands with the group like strangers. I don't think I didn't recognize a single person. I didn't know anyone, yeah. So, yeah, super cool. So that's what we've been up to this week. It's just good vibes, positivity, thinking the best case scenario, and
yeah, good things coming. Mm-hmm. Good things here already. Mm-hmm. I mean, me and Kim's, I don't know if we want to talk about like how delusional we're being with this podcast, but we might as well, because if you're listening, then you're on this journey with us and you're committed because we're going to keep doing it. Mm-hmm. And we are being so delusional and being like, we're going to get a sponsorship soon. We're going to start getting brand deals soon.
Yeah.
This is going to be our like 8th or 9th episode, and we're full sending it truly. So we really like hearing the feedback from y'all. So we keep getting messages from friends and people that are listening saying that this is actually, helpful for them or teaching them stuff. So thank you for the feedback. Yeah. Thank you for listening.
Yeah. It's been really sweet hearing like what you guys have accomplished just with a couple episodes. And it's just crazy.
It really is.
Because I'm like, you guys are such amazing people. But I guess you've never been exposed to like these type of conversations. Yeah. So we're really important.
Yeah. And we're superstars.
We're actually amazing. You guys need us.
We have the most popular podcast on Spotify right now.
Yeah.
That's delusional. Yeah. That is living in delusion land.
Yeah.
And it's going to happen.
Olivia and I talk to each other in the present tense as if things like have already worked out. Yeah. And it's such a fun game because we'll say the most random stuff and then the other person will kind of look at each other and then like understand that, like we're playing the game, and they'll just be like locked in. Like,
I'm like, of course.
Yeah, of course.
We're really holding the vision. I think we've said that before, but that was me and Kim's.
Yeah, we always say like holding the vision.
Yeah, we're holding the vision of what we're trying to manifest. Mm-hmm. Speaking of manifest, I mean, you really can. You actually, I'm being so for real. You actually can manifest anything you want. Mm-hmm. I want to share a success story. Mm-hmm. Of manifestation. Mm-hmm. So I, a few weeks ago, wrote down a list of brands that I love, that I use already, that I want to do brand deals with. Cool. And last week, one of those brands, which I'll say, Trace Minerals, highly recommend their stuff. Mm-hmm. Trace Minerals reached out to me randomly without me even reaching out to them. Like they reached out to me of all brands in the world, of all millions of brands. This for one of the brands that I wrote down on my list, which, there wasn't that many that I wrote down. Trace Minerals reached out to me to do
that's like such a niche company. Yeah. That it really was aligned. Like you really did bring it in.
Yes.
Because it could have just been any other company that reached out, but that's like such a particular brand.
It's such a particular brand. Yes. They have I use their mineral drops, which do highly recommend. And they reached out to do.
We used their mineral drops.
Yeah, we both used her. She actually.
I put her on actually. So Trace Minerals, you're welcome. Your newest, latest influencer. That was me.
Hilarious. No, literally. So yeah, you actually can manifest anything. Write it down. And so in my group coaching program, again, I mentioned that, but one of the girls, so I had all of the ladies on this program write down their intentions, write down what you want, speak it into the universe, ask the universe for help, whatever. And one of the girls already has had, a couple of her manifestations come true. Yeah. Or at least it's moving in that direction. And she's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's already working after a week. Like, she was shocked.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. That is what I'm trying to drill into every single person's head. You can actually manifest anything you want if you let yourself hope for it and let yourself ask for it and let yourself dream big. And yeah, you really, our minds are so powerful. Because essentially, I mean, this life is low-key a video game. Yeah. And we're low-key in a simulation, so you might as well use your mind for your own benefit. Yeah. Well, for society's, the world's benefit.
But I feel like, again, back to most times, like, if you're happy and good, you help other people. Because I feel like when you're down and you're sad or you're not feeling good about yourself, that's the time when you try to also project that and put that onto others. Yes. So that, you're sharing these vibrations.
Yes. And I've also heard that someone who is raising their vibration, raising their frequency, being happy, positive, someone who is doing that is also affecting like so many people around them, like energetically, essentially. So you literally being happy and doing the mindset work and raising your vibration is actually helping, the people around you and helping the world.
Yeah. And that's like the study that came out, and I don't know the exact number, but essentially, have you seen the thing where it's like your heart puts out energy? It's like 6 feet out or 3 feet out from your body.
It's a large number.
Yeah. So your heart puts out this magnetic field. And it's a couple feet. I can't quite remember.
I think more than a couple feet.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. So puts out this magnetic field. So quite literally, when you are talking to someone, Olivia and I are talking to each other, even if we're not necessarily saying things, we can feel our vibes because our heart magnetic energy is touching each other. And that's why people are like, oh, you're in a bad mood, or oh, you have a bad vibration. Yeah. You have a good vibration.
Like, you can tell.
Because your body can feel it. You're sharing space. So
you raising your vibration is actually helping other people.
Exactly. Yeah.
Energetically.
Exactly.
Yeah. If you're listening to this podcast, hopefully you're already on the, woo-woo train, the energetic train of realizing, everything isn't just the physical of like what we can see and feel. Like, there's so much of the non-physical, the energetic, the spiritual world too.
Yeah. There's a lot outside of our 5 senses. And the way I like to think about this is like dog whistles are like, our 5 senses can only go so far, but then we can't prove what is also out there. And I think about it because dog whistles, we can't hear dog whistles, but that doesn't mean the dog, it's not real. Yeah. That those vibrations aren't going through the air, aren't tuning at a certain pitch where a dog can hear it. And so I think that I heard that analogy many, many years ago, and that gave me chills because I was like, you're right. I can't prove what is or isn't out there because I only have my touch, smell, taste, hearing, sight to guide me. Yeah. So I like to imagine that there's a lot of good out there.
There's a lot of good out there. I love that this is our job. I love that we're getting paid to literally yap. Like, we have so much fun. We have so much fun.
And we're helping the girls.
We'll put some clips on social media, so go follow us on TikTok. And we'll put some clips. But we tried to record an episode a couple days ago, maybe yesterday, a couple days ago. And the way we literally couldn't stop laughing the entire time. And we were like, wow. And we had to delete the episode.
We deleted the episode because it was so unproductive. But we laughed so hard. It was kind of like a somatic release, I feel
Actually. And I was
like, you were kind of crying.
I was laughing, crying.
It was so, not bad crying. Laughing, well, is there even bad crying?
True, not.
Is there even bad crying?
It wasn't sad crying.
Yeah, but happy crying. We were laughing so hard. It was so funny. But then we got excited because we were like, okay, but we're meeting up in 2 days to do this again anyways. So thank God this is our job.
Yeah, this is our job.
And our reality.
Yeah, and we were like, oh, that was a waste. Well, I don't know. One of us said something like, oh, damn, we didn't get something done. And I was like, no, we actually did, because having fun is part of our purpose on this earth.
Yeah, I think it was me. I was like, dang. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, that was me. I was like, damn, we just wasted a whole 20-30 minutes, but we had a lot of fun doing it, and we got a couple TikToks out of it. So
yeah, that's what Abraham Hicks says. We've mentioned Abraham before, but highly recommend going and watching her stuff. And that's basically a lot of what she says is that part of our job, a big part of our job on this planet is to have fun and to feel good. And when you are having fun, when you are feeling good, when you are chasing your passions, when you are laughing, doing what you love, you literally are, you know, drawing abundance to you. You're drawing your dream reality to you. And I think that's kind of like what we are doing with this and with some other aspects of our life is we're kind of testing it out. We're going full send of like, okay, well, Abraham, if you're being so for real, universe, if you're being so for real, let's just have fun and show how having fun and doing what you love can take you really, really far. Yeah. And it's going to. So it's cool.
It is cool. It is cool. And we're so lucky.
You're so lucky.
Like this whole process has been so exciting because we're doing the things.
Yeah, we actually are.
And it was kind of a slow start. Whatever.
Not even that slow.
Yeah, okay. So not a slow start, but it was a very imperfect start.
Yeah.
Which, again, I think we've talked about in other episodes would trigger me deeply in the past.
The Virgo in you.
The Virgo in me, it was just got to scratch my head sometimes. But yeah, it's definitely moving in the right directions. We're taking steps. I think we're getting more comfortable.
Yeah. We got new mics. We got legit mics.
Yeah, I got legit mics, got a legit interface that's like channeling everything. We don't know how it works.
We don't know how it works.
We don't know how it works, but we figured it out. Yes. We upgraded our picture. Yes. That's what we did. We had a photo shoot.
Yes, we did. Yeah. Oh my gosh. If our latest episode before this, you're going to see it, but on this episode too. So check out our new podcast art. We're obsessed. We're obsessed with it. Obsessed.
And then on TikTok, we also posted like a slideshow of the other photos that we got in it. And it's so cute. It was so fun.
Oh my God. And we went viral on TikTok.
We did go viral on TikTok.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that was funny for me because Liv on her personal channel, she goes viral like all the time. Again, that's how I was about to be like, that's how we met. That's not how we met, but that's how I recognized who she was because of a viral TikTok. Yeah. But I think it was fun for you to watch me when I was screaming, when I was like, they're coming in, they're still coming in. Like,
it's like another 100 views.
I know, literally, it was so much fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're on the up and up, and I think it's really good. And I know last episode I mentioned how I was like embarrassed to tell somebody like, oh, like wait till the 5th or 6th episode to start listening. And then how I kind of had to check myself and be like, no, like you are proud. You got up, you started, you're doing the podcast. And I feel like I've been falling more and more into that feeling of I'm so proud of us for doing this podcast.
Yeah.
It's so fun. And to you, it might be cringe, or to you.
Well, it's not cringe if you're listening.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
right.
That's someone else.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. To you, it might be weird, but then you shouldn't be here.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Because this is, again, a journey, and we're so excited to take you guys along with us. It's so fun. We're not only, well, I guess we already know, so we're really just playing the game. But I was about to be like, we're testing to ourselves, or proving to ourselves and proving to you guys that you can do anything you want. But we already know we can do anything we want, so we're just bringing you along with us. Yeah, on the journey.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point. And, if you don't have anyone in your life that's delusional, you have us now. Cool. Yeah, we're going to start doing calls. What are we calling them, Kayma?
Delusional dials.
Delusional dials. We're going to start doing calls where you can, we're going to make it really cheap. So you can buy a little call with us, do a 20-30 minute session, a delusion rant, or you can tell us what you're going through and we'll give you some advice and stuff. Just your delusional besties.
Oh my gosh. We got... Shout out to you know who you are if you're listening, but remember I told you that we got offered a donation?
Yeah.
So people are invested in this. Yeah. Someone was like, how can I donate to you guys, or how can I pay for whatever? And I was like, hold that thought, loading. Like we got things coming out that you can help. But that's cool that that person was like, you guys are doing so amazing. I want to help you succeed. This is how I can contribute.
Yeah,
and so
nice.
So nice, right?
Yeah. So we're on the up and up. We already know.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. What I was saying was, if you don't have anyone delusional, you have us. Cool. We're going to start doing calls. We're going to have a community. Cool, cool, cool. But if you have anyone in your life that is even remotely delusional, I would recommend, talking with them, making a commitment, making a pact to truly be delusional together. Because I would say that I have been pretty delusional on my own. I've gotten pretty good at it. But having a delusional bestie where we can just full send and be delusional together is a game changer. It really is a game changer. I'm like, I don't feel alone. Like, let's just fuck it. Let's just be so delusional together.
Yeah.
It's really fun. So get a delusional bestie.
It is fun.
Or have us as your delusional bestie.
Yeah. Both.
Yeah.
Both. Bring your delusional bestie here. Let's do it all together.
So yeah, lots of exciting, fun stuff coming. Let us know if you have any suggestions. Let us know if you have any suggestions for topics. We want to, Kayma has been doing like the Lord's work with planning with this podcast. I am gonna quit my job soon. Fuck it, I'm just saying it on here because I doubt any of my clients are listening. But I'm quitting my corporate job soon and I'm so excited. And so right now, Kayma has been taking the most of the work for this podcast and she's been crushing it and editing, making TikToks. Like she's really doing the thing. You are shouting me out. And she made a whole list of topics that we're gonna start talking about. But we're gonna dip into astrology, we're gonna dip into human design, we're gonna dip into the quantum fields, lots of good stuff coming. But let us know if there's anything specific you want to talk about.
Essentially we have a lot of topics on our mind and we're really excited to share with you guys. But if there's anything specific, again, text us, DM us, comment on our Instagrams, comment on Spotify if you can figure it out. but yeah, just let us know.
Okay, so at the end of every episode going forward, we're going to start giving you guys some homework to do, a little assignment.
Love some homework.
And we love some homework. And your assignment for today is go to the mirror and look yourself in the eye and tell yourself that you are that bitch.
Yeah.
Something else that I was explaining to the girls in my program is that essentially you just have to be your biggest hype woman or your biggest hype person. You have to continuously be affirming yourself. You have to continuously be telling yourself you're amazing over and over again. It might feel fake at first, but if you keep telling yourself that, eventually you're going to believe it. You really are. And your internal monologue, your internal dialogue is so important. So start making that positive and start saying your affirmations to yourself, and saying them in the mirror is really powerful.
Yeah. Looking into your eye, it can kind of feel a little uncomfortable sometimes. Yeah. But looking into your eye in the camera and like really seeing yourself while telling yourself these things, that's like one of the number one things you can do because you're talking directly to your subconscious.
Yes, exactly.
So
go do that. Go look in the mirror and say your affirmations.
Yep. And then let us know how you feel.
Yeah. We love you.
We do love you. And we'll see you guys next week.
Yes. See you soon. Bye.